one thing in storytelling is subverting expectations, and another entirely different thing is to disregard foreshadowing, setup, themes, story, plot, just everything in order to shock your readership or your fan base, your viewership. And I believe that exactly is what Gege Akutami has been doing with Jujutsu Kaisen recently. And that's what I want to talk about today. Hi friends, my name is Maria. Welcome to Polyglot Girl. This is my side channel. Maybe I should have posted this in my main channel. I don't know, but I haven't posted a video to this channel, like a full-length video, since probably 2020. I'm not sure. 2021. This is my side channel where I wanted to talk about languages, which is why it's called Polyglot Girl. I was studying French and Korean language and Japanese, and I still am studying Japanese like forever. That's my third language. So yeah, basically this side channel has become a channel in which I post whatever I'm interested in at the moment, and what I'm totally obsessed with at the moment is Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Up until Shibuya incident, I was an anime only, basically. I only watched season 1 probably in 2020, and I hadn't watched Jujutsu Kaisen since. When I watched the Shibuya incident, I totally got obsessed because I felt like the story became really serious, and I wanted to know what was going to happen because the setup that Shibuya incident left us with was very promising, and it really felt like we were heading to a conclusion, a more cohesive conclusion than what's happening right now. And yes, so I started reading the manga, and I'm completely caught up now. And last night, or more like this morning, around 12 a.m., I read the chapter in Japanese. I saw the leaks, and I wanted to talk about it because there's something really interesting going on here, and I feel like we have experienced this before and we keep experiencing it in modern media. And I think we should talk about it more because for some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an ego thing or if it's just something like trying to create more conversation and buzz around your creation, but a lot of creators nowadays, they are basically destroying their thing. They're destroying their creation in order to shock viewers or to shock the readers and stuff. Like, I feel that, okay, I did see a lot of people speculating this exact scenario this past week about, okay, this video contains spoilers. Before I go on, I need to say that. And I'm not going to summarize the leaks that much because obviously if you clicked on this video, you probably already saw. I'm just going to do a little tiny summary of it because you're not here to know the leaks. You're here to discuss and have like a therapy session with me. We're here to discuss this. Yeah, it's my therapy session. Basically, Yuta, turns out that they had planned ahead in case Gojo ended up defeated by Sukuna and ended up dying. They had planned ahead, and one of the plans was that Yuta was to feed Kenjaku's body to Rika so that he could attain Kenjaku's technique and possess Gojo's body so that he could fight Sukuna as Gojo. Now, that's a tiny summary of what happened. A lot of people have a lot of issues with it. I am no different. I have issues with it as well. Not necessarily because of what that says about Yuta's character. Because I'm willing to think that Yuta would do this even though he will be against it because he understands what's at stake. But at the same time, it just what bugs me personally is that we saw Yuji shining. We saw Yuji slam Sukuna with at least 8 or 9. I think about 9 black flashes. You correct me if I'm wrong. But he slammed Sukuna with black flashes and he had sank his hand into Sukuna's heart and he was determined to rip his heart off, basically like to break his heart, I guess, shatter his heart. And it really looked like we're heading into the final stretch of the fight. Sukuna's in his last leg. He can barely sustain a domain. He has to do Gojo's hand sign. And even with that, he can barely keep it on. Like, basically, Sukuna is done for. Wait a second. So sorry about that pause if you notice anything. I had to go get my mom, but now I'm here and let's continue this conversation. Yes, as I was saying, I just think that Sukuna was definitely in his last leg, and Yuji had it. He had it. He and Todo were going to do it. You know, like Yuji was finally being the main character. We left the chapter in this very crucial moment in which Yuji had sunk his hand into Sukuna's heart. And it really felt to me like it was completely unnecessary and like anticlimactic even to suddenly bring in Gojo's figure and Yuta, you know, like if you saw my short video speculating about this, I really thought I was leaning towards the theory about this being Sukuna's hallucination because it made the most sense to me. Yuji had just basically beat the living shits out of Sukuna, and I just thought Sukuna's about to kick the bucket. I thought, you know, like this man is done for, and I thought it was going to be the moment in which the merger was going to start. I thought chapter 261 was definitely going to reveal whatever Sukuna saw that we thought was Gojo, and I was really curious to see how that was going to play out. Whilst I subscribed to the theory that it was a hallucination, I also wanted, or at least thought, it could be a deception tactic in order to distract Sukuna so that Yuji could get another chance at saving Megumi, or that Yuji could deal the final blow, basically. But none of that happened, and what we got was something so strange. This is why I started my video saying that the one thing is to subvert expectations and tropes, and another one is to willfully go against what you have set up in order to surprise your readership or your viewership. And we have seen this time and again. We saw it with things like Game of Thrones. I never saw that. I didn't get into that story, but I have friends who are still grieving about that show. And yes, we have seen it over and over. How creators, showrunners, they just want the people to be shocked and surprised. And they don't appreciate when fans put thought into deciphering the story that you are telling so far. Like, I think it says a lot about a creator who would just rather be right and be the only one who knows the story they're saying, versus one that is excited when the fandom is getting involved in speculating and theorizing and actually discovering where the story is actually going. You know, for me, authors like Gege Akutami who want to subvert expectations and surprise the fan base at all costs, even if it means like destroying your own creation, that has the same vibe, the same energy as teachers who brag about their class being so hard that no student can pass it. I think it is a very good thing when fans are able to tell where the story is going, because that means you have set up a solid map. And when plot twists are something that you can actually look back and say, you know, all the evidence was there, the seeds had been planted, it just bloomed right now. Those are the good plot twists, but plot twists that actually absolutely make no freaking sense. And you have to explain them with flashbacks and basically putting all the backstory all of a sudden in one page. Info dumping. I don't think those plot twists are good, personally. A lot of people love that and it's valid. I won't say it's not. Being shocked with something that basically came out of nowhere. But I'm not that kind of fan. I like to be able to see the foreshadowing. I like to be able to see a solid story playing out in front of me and with solid themes, and I just think that Jujutsu Kaisen has lost it, you know. I have kept on with it because, as I mentioned, after Shibuya arc, I became super attached to Yuji and also Shoso. Shoso was definitely one of my favorite characters. And I became attached to the story. I wanted to see if Nobara was alive. They haven't so far handled that in a satisfying way. I personally think that, when Yuji was concerned about Hanakurusu taking Nobara's place in their group, I think that was confirmation enough for me to know that she is gone. But my writer mind, if you didn't notice about me, I'm also a writer. My writer mind tells me Gege wouldn't have put this character, Aratanita, there and given Yuji hope in that moment and the readership as well. If he was going to do nothing with it, like, it just makes no sense. It takes tension off the scene, because the moment that guy appeared and said that Nobara might have a chance, I was sure she was alive. Like, I didn't even cry. So to me, including that character in that moment, it took off all the tension of her death scene. So I just don't think that she's gone. But then we had that scene with Hana, with Yuji worried about Hana taking Nobara's place. That felt like confirmation to me, even though it hasn't been explicitly confirmed that she's gone. And these are the things that I'm telling you keep disappointing me in Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I still hope that maybe the anime will handle it better, and things after Shibuya, like the adaptation is going to be more solid, more cohesive, that the calling games are probably going to be shorter so that we can get to the Sukuna thing quicker. And also so that the audience doesn't lose engagement, because I don't think in the calling games the focus is so much on the main characters that people will be invested. You know what I'm saying? When you kill off so many characters, you keep pulling the attention and, like, the investment, the emotional investment away from the fandom. And that's why just killing characters off because of the shock value is not a good thing. And bringing characters back in the way that he did with Gojo is just such an evil way to do it. I don't think Yuta is going to survive, so basically this entire thing is pointless. If Yuta survives, then it's also kind of pointless to me personally, because he would have defeated Sukuna himself, and, like, maybe Yuji will do this or something and have him finally fall down flat on the floor. But it's just unfair to the main character. I feel like Gege clearly has favorites in Yuta, Maki, in, the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero cast. So if he wanted to keep that cast as the main characters, why not do that and instead created Yuji in the trio of Megumi, Nobara? Like, he just wanted to go against the grain and destroy it. Even seeing Gojo as a deceptive tactic to win this fight, like to distract Sukuna and give Yuji and Todo a better chance, made more sense than what they pulled with Yuta. Like, I thought at some point, these were my expectations for the chapter, which, we should never expect that we're in the right, and I never do so, but at least, I feel that anything that I have seen so many fans come up with much more plausible and better explained theories of what could have, happened in this chapter than what actually happened. And what I expected was, at some point, apart from it being a hallucination, I thought also seeing Gojo might shake up Megumi inside Sukuna. Like, seeing Gojo might give Megumi a boost of hope and he might actually fight back. And maybe that's part of what Gege is cooking with bringing back Gojo in this moment. I did think seeing Gojo might shake up Megumi, but we didn't get any hint of a stir or anything when it comes to Megumi in this chapter. So basically, I'm thinking that Megumi is actually gone. At least in the mind of Gege Akutami, Megumi is done for. This is Sukuna now, and we should be treating him like Sukuna in the flesh. So I don't know if there's still any hope left for Megumi. Maybe we'll see next chapter in 2 weeks. What happens? We can theorize here if you would like. This is probably sounding like a rant already. I don't hate Yuta or anything, but the thing is that I just hate what Gege did here. I just don't understand it. I think he probably is going somewhere. He probably wants to answer the question if you're, when Geto asks Gojo, are you the strongest because you're Gojo Satoru, or are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest? He's probably going to showcase that even if Yuta is in Gojo's body, there's no replacing Gojo. Like Gojo is Gojo because of the way he thinks, of the way his personality is, of the way he envisions the fight. Like you can probably have his same curse technique or whatnot. Actually, he can use limitless as far as I remember. If I remember correctly, he can use his domain expansion, but he cannot use limitless. So I don't know. Like even even if Yuta has his body for 5 minutes, there's no replacing Gojo, and he could become Gojo in body now. Like he's probably gonna get trapped in there unless Kuna ends him. But there's just no replacing him. That's probably what Gege wants to say with this. I don't know. It's kind of oddly placed. Yuta's comeback into the battlefield feels like it's oddly placed to me. Like, why would you put this moment? Why would you interrupt Yuji's moment of glory and basically give the finale of the fight to your other main character, to Yuta, your previous main character, who's not supposed to be the main character of this story, but for some reason, just Gege hates Yuji, and he hates Gojo as well, because defiling his body in that way is kind of crazy. But I don't know, let me know what you think. These are my impressions on this chapter. I wanted to talk about it because I just feel that this is something that is very present in today's media. How creators just want to go against the expectations of the tropes they're writing, or like the genre they're writing in. They want to go against the thoughts, hopes, and expectations of the fan base. And they will do that no matter what the cost is, no matter if they have to do the craziest out of nowhere plot twists and revelations, and just, yeah, to me this kind of made no sense. But who knows, maybe Gege has great things stored for us, like the young people are saying. Maybe he's cooking something and we just have to wait and see. This is it for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. I don't know if I'm gonna make any more of these videos. This is just something I wanted to do, like as therapy for myself, basically. And I have 2 other channels where I actually post more often. This is my everything channel. I guess this is Polyglot Girl. This was supposed to be my language learning channel. Or my Japanese practice channel. I was just gonna speak Japanese here. Lately I just post about my interests here, and one of my biggest interests is Jujutsu Kaisen and manga in general. So if you have any other mangas or anime that you would like me to talk about and like discuss with you, let's hear it in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Check out my other channels, Maria Pagan Music and Maria Pagan Author, Blank Paper and Me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I'm gonna be wearing this same shirt in so many videos because I just filmed 7 videos for my other channel with this same shirt.